Right, I've had a really good week. I've adhered to my calories, I've hit my protein, I've done my exercise sessions, I've hit my steps all week. Let's have a weigh in, see how we're doing. Come on, 2 pound loss. What the fuck? I haven't lost weight. Oh, fuck, Yes folks, I'm sorry to say, you can work your butt off, adhere to all of the parameters you need to, and these guys won't show weight loss. Notice I said weight loss and not fat loss. For you see folks, despite the terminology that may be used, there is a very, very big difference between fat loss and weight loss. For example, this is a glass of water. Now there is categorically no fat in this glass, yet it has a mass. It weighs 800 grams, for example. But if I was to lose this much weight, I would lose 800 grams off of my body weight. That doesn't mean I've lost any fat. And the reverse is also true. If you step on the scales and they haven't reduced, it doesn't mean you haven't lost fat. It could mean you've got more water in you, could mean you've got more glycogen in you. There are numerous different things. Hell, it could mean you need to have a big shit. At the end of the day, folks, you need to differentiate between what is weight loss and what is fat loss. And the way you do that is time. Adhere to a calorie deficit long enough, trust in the process, and 1 week you may very well step on the scales and the number doesn't change. Hell, during my current daddy deficit program, I've stepped on the scales twice and actually gained, despite the fact that I've been religiously consistent with my caloric deficit through nutrition and exercise. Sometimes the scales don't go your way, but what matters is the work you put in and the work you put in over time. It is scientifically impossible for you not to drop body fat over the course of several weeks and several months if you are adhering to a calorie deficit. Over that time period, fluctuations in water, glycogen, bowel contents, etc., will not have a bearing. The thing you also have to consider is you are at the mercy of your own body, and your body will choose where it wants to take the fat from and how much fat it wants to take. And therefore, you can work your absolute butt off. You can adhere to everything absolutely spot on. But at the end of the day, you are at the mercy of your body. And sometimes you won't feel changes, but you'll step on the scales and be pleasantly surprised. Sometimes you'll see huge changes, clothes getting looser, but then you'll step on the scales and see no change. What's important is to use the measure of adherence. Use the fact that you're sticking to it. Use the fact that you know categorically you are in a calorie deficit. If you do that for long enough, I promise you, you'll see results. What you need to make sure is that this guy isn't sending you off track. That this guy isn't making you go, fuck it, and chuck everything out the window. Keep your mind clear, trust in the process that you're following, and just give it time.